Oh, where you watch? Look where you watch. Know where you watch. Choose the right thing to watch. And this enough to watch. Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan, Facebook and YouTube. And that enough to watch. The movie star fly take off from Palpatine TV said that. Boom!
A big sound, a play a big tune.
Ja Holy Emmanuel, I boy. Ja Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I see, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not every...
Blow, Mr. Gargan, blow! Blow till me dance up me toe!
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at that.
People them out there call themselves diehard labor right. Like all the one Vegas. Even one, you know, and you know I have to call him out all the while because I think we have some sense.
Only development in this area that Dr. Holness was in some way connected with is a residential development at 2 Wycliffe Close.
Deliver me from my enemy, my God. Set me an eye from those who rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity. Save me from the bloodthirsty men. For behold, the lion wait for my soul. The mighty gather themselves together against me, not for my disobedience, not for my sin, Lord. I have done no wrong, yet they are ready to attack me. Rise up, behold, and help me. You, Lord God of armor, the God of Israel, rouse yourself to punish the nation. Show no mercy to the wicked, traitor, sealer. They return at evening, howling like dogs, and prowl around the city. Behold, they spat with their mouth, so they're in their lips, for they say, Who art us? But you, Lord, laugh at them, you scruff for all the nation. O my strength, I wish for you, for God is my high tower. My God will go before me with his loving kindness. God will let me look at my enemy in triumph. Don't kill them, or my people may forget. Scatter them by their power, and bring them down, Lord, our shield. For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them be catched in their pride. For the curses and lie which they utter, consume them in wrath, consume them, and they will be no more. Let them know that God rules in Jacob to the ends of the earth. Selah. At evening let them return, let them howl like a dog, and go around the city. They shall wander up and down for food, and wait all night, if they ain't satisfied. But I will sing of your strength, yes, I will sing aloud of your loving kindness in the morning. For you have been my high tower, a refuge in the day of my distress. To you, my strength, I will sing praises, for God is my high tower, the God of my mercy, Selah.
Your time done. Mark only, make them know. I'm afraid to tell you.
Hold on.
We are bumbuckler taxi man and we tired of you.
We're tired of you.
You wanna kill we? Police are kill we, you said it so. Tired of you.
Transport are kill we. Go down.
Go down, dirty Andrew.
Bumbuckler.
Today you have to go down. Andrew, you have to go down today.
You know, so we take St. Thomas Sunday.
Yeah, brother. Andrew, and we did out there, wave you down. Jungle back. And we come out and Mark Gold in consequence.
Alright.
Jungle badness, Mark Gold in consequence.
Yeah.
Move. Bad people there, move.
Yeah, we are holding down. Pussy for call the election and don't call it. Andrew, don't watch the green and yellow you say no. A PNP place. Don't watch the green and yellow.
No, on the rum side.
Don't watch on the rum side. A rum side.
On the rum side.
Don't watch the green and yellow on the rum.
PNP ground.
PNP ground.
PNP run thing.
Alright, alright.
Yo!
He might go down, man. He might go down. Him a go down. Andrew a for go down.
Up and running, up and gunning. Sticky Stocky Sweet TV, Keith Gargan. Cassava, passava, mind over matter. Up and running. So we'll talk about Jamaica Labour Party. Andrew Holness, crooked government. And this is what he don't want the Jamaican people to hear about. Because what he do, he ride off a PNP government legacy and don't create none for himself. Everything him come and talk about, I know give PNP no praises, you know. It's everything when achieve. Because remember, you know, Bruce Golding, it said that as well, you know. Don't get me wrong, Bruce Golding, it said that as well. Say him lucky because he never get what Andrew Holness get. And it's true. So this is what him no want to hear, our Jamaican people to hear about. And he come and talk him sugar all the while and I talk about prosperity and I go on like nothing. His PNP set the whole thing, Portia Simpson, Peter Phillips, and him get a good legacy 2016 for work on. And what him do? Fuck it up. Right? PJ Patterson set it where they never really have to go to no IMF to borrow no money again. And what? For him, finance minister come break that. So them fucking put Jamaica where it is and I fucking play games. Right? I play games. The guy is so crucial, wicked, evilous, and things like that. And then you have the fool people them out there call themselves diehard labor right. Like all the one Vegas. Him a one, you know. And you know, I have to call him out all the while because I think we did have some sense. But we shouldn't know that anyway. Because we see what Jenkins do with him. But you know, if you're a man like that where you know just say, well, and have some farmer and is a musician, right? You can't be so dunce like these people. But then again, you know, you're getting a benefit, so you can't do them things there. So Andrew Holness smash up the whole thing. Right off a PNP back. The legacy. Everything he might do. So we're gonna hear the story and the facts. This is no fiction, people. So we are talking about facts over fiction, right? And this is what I really want the Jamaican people to hear. But we know that and we can research and blah blah and things like that. But you know, his Labour Party, diehard supporter them, they will try to throw fire, well not fire, throw water in the fire because they can't take the truth. And it's so crucial. And look what him come and do now. Look at the heap of thing where this guy doing. We're not really right. Integrity Commission find him all kind of rascal with. The latest one is in breaches and then he says he's not in own property. Well, the brother there. And the brother in no shame, you know. A big, dirty, big nose brother like this, you know, no shame. But I know somebody, one thing, you know, but I never know, you know, because when we know about thief and things like that, when we are grow up, as a youth, we are shame because we don't want nobody knows that we are thief. But this blood clot money, a thief, the taxpayers' money, and a walk around, and for him to do the right thing and step down, because that's what everybody want to do in a civilized country. But only in Jamaica you can find this fuckery. So now him a fucking supposed to build a certain amount of unit. Him wife do it, him a do it because him control the KSAC and have like a crook like feather. But you see, it a tumble down and crumble upon you know, on a nastiness, believe you me. So we get to the first video, and this is the video where them no want rascal Jamaican for year, but them gonna hear and people know that. So we always put some video together in this segment of video. Yeah, man. So first video, here goes. Boom.
This is what Andrew Holness doesn't want Jamaicans to hear.
With much of the praise going to Andrew Holness. But let's set the record straight. The foundation of this transformation wasn't laid in 2016. It began much earlier under the leadership of Portia Simpson Miller, Dr. Peter Phillips, and the People's National Party. Today, we'll uncover the true story behind Jamaica's recovery, expose the misplaced credit, and shine a light on the leadership that truly made it possible. When Portia Simpson Miller took office in 2012, succeeding Andrew Holness of the Jamaica Labour Party, who had been in office since October 2011, Jamaica was facing an economic disaster. Our debt to GDP ratio was a staggering 137.93%, and no one wanted to lend us a dime. International lenders had lost faith in Jamaica, largely due to the failure of the previous administration under Finance Minister Audley Shaw, who had failed 6 IMF tests, abandoned the IMF agreement, and missed every target. Let's not forget, it was Audley Shaw and the Jamaica Labour Party who brought us back to the IMF after former Prime Minister P.J. Patterson had proudly said goodbye to the institution in 1995. Despite inheriting this dire situation, Portia Simpson Miller, alongside her finance minister, Dr. Peter Phillips, turned things around. Together, they successfully passed 7 consecutive IMF tests, restoring Jamaica's credibility on the global stage. By the time Portia left office in 2016, Jamaica's economy had grown cumulatively by 3%, signaling a steady recovery and laying a solid foundation for future progress. Portia didn't wait for a miracle. She took decisive action, flying to the United States to personally plead Jamaica's case to international leaders and also to China to explore avenues for economic support and partnerships. During her visit to China, a notable outcome was the signing of 4 agreements between Jamaica and China, encompassing economic and technical cooperation, infrastructure development, and educational initiatives. These agreements were pivotal in advancing Jamaica's economic development and fostering stronger ties with one of the world's largest economies. Her determination paid off in 2013 when her administration secured the Extended Fund Facility, EFF, agreement with the International Monetary Fund. This agreement wasn't just about getting a loan, it was about restoring Jamaica's credibility on the global stage. Prime Minister Simpson Miller's proactive approach to engaging with international partners demonstrated her commitment to sustainable development and growth, ensuring Jamaica's progress was firmly on track. Under Portia's leadership, the debt-to-GDP ratio fell from 137.93% in 2012 to 122.66% by 2016, a reduction of over 15 percentage points in just 4 years. Her administration implemented tough but necessary reforms, including wage freezes and tax adjustments. However, Portia Simpson Miller didn't just impose these measures without consideration. She also took the time to have real, honest conversations with them, explaining the country's dire economic situation and the sacrifices needed to secure a better future. This approach demonstrated her empathy and commitment to fairness during one of Jamaica's most challenging periods. Unlike others, Portia didn't forget the people. She introduced social protection programs to shield Jamaica's most vulnerable from the harshest effects of austerity. Her focus wasn't just on the numbers, it was always on the people. Then came Andrew Holness in 2016, stepping into an economy that was already on the path to recovery. But instead of acknowledging the groundwork laid before him, Holness took all the credit while continuing the same IMF-driven policies Portia had initiated. Sure, the debt-to-GDP ratio dropped further from 122.66% in 2016 to 75.5% in 2023, but let's not forget, this success was built on Portia's foundation. Holness inherited a framework that was already working. What did he add? More austerity, with little regard for the hardships faced by the Jamaican people. Here's the difference. Portia Simpson Miller led during a crisis, taking bold steps to stabilize a sinking ship. Andrew Holness, on the other hand, coasted on her efforts, reaping the benefits of a system he didn't build. Holness's administration even exited the IMF program in 2019. But that wasn't because of a new approach. It was because Portia's policies had done the heavy lifting. And let's talk about the cost. Under Holness's tenure, austerity measures continued to hit public sector workers and services. Healthcare and education suffers, and poverty remains a persistent issue. While the debt ratio improved on paper, the quality of life for many Jamaicans did not. Jamaica's economic recovery isn't the work of one administration. It's the result of hard choices made by Portia Simpson Miller and her government. choices that rebuilt trust with international partners and set Jamaica on the path to fiscal stability. Andrew Holness benefited from these reforms, but the true credit belongs to Portia and the People's National Party. Don't let the narrative be twisted. Don't let the narrative be twisted. Know the facts and recognize the leadership that truly prioritized the people. Jamaica's recovery wasn't built on empty promises or self-serving praise. It was forged through bold decisions and genuine care for the nation's future. Share this video and stand with the truth.
People, what are you waiting for? Like and subscribe to the Sticky Stocky Sweet TV channel. Keith Gargan, up and running. Subscribe, like and share. What do you waiting for? It's not gonna cost you a cent. Just from your heart. Yeah.
An investigation concerning irregularities in relation to construction of a residential development at 2 Waycliffe Close, that's in Beverly Hills, Kingston 6, contrary to the terms of the building permit issued to a company called Estate Bridge Holdings by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation. So the report says it was started following receipt of a report alleging irregularities in the development and building approval processes relating to property owned by Dr. Andrew Holness. However, initial inquiries led the investigation to focus on a residential development located at 2 Waycliffe Close in Beverly Hills, which is owned by a company called Estate Bridge. The investigation found that the development was being constructed contrary to the terms of the planning approval and building permit issued by the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, the KCMC, and the Building Act. While planning approval and the building permit were issued for the construction of 4 semi-detached townhouses in 2 two-story buildings consisting of 2-bedroom units. At the commencement of the investigation, the erected development consisted of 4 four-bedroom units. So, in other words, the permit was for 4 units to be constructed. Each unit would have 2 bedrooms. The director is saying that when this investigation started, the development was being done with units that had 4 bedrooms instead of 2. The director concludes that the breaches were deliberate and that the directors of Estate Bridge are liable. The director also concludes that KCMC failed to effectively discharge their responsibilities to ensure compliance with the terms of the approvals granted, and recommendations have been made. So just a little bit of background, and the first thing I see people asking, what does this have to do with the Integrity Commission? Well, in the report section on jurisdiction, it says that sections 33 and 51 of the Integrity Commission Act empower the Director of Investigations to investigate irregularities around prescribed licenses. So that is what gives the Director the power under law to look into this issue. On July 10, 2024, the following allegations were received: that Mr. Holness is the owner of property on which construction is being carried out contrary to the terms of the planning approval and building permit granted by the KCMC. The allegation went on to say that Mr. Holness often requests a service from his architect to draw a blueprint that will be sent to KCMC, but a second blueprint will be drawn to be used for the actual construction, and the allegation was that this was being done at one of his developments in Beverly Hills / Cherry Garden. On July 11, 2024, the director undertook an unannounced visit to KCMC to inquire as to whether Dr. Holness had directly or indirectly applied for a building permit for development in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens. Inquiries revealed that the only development in this area that Dr. Holness was in some way connected with is a residential development at 2 Waycliffe Close, and that this was owned by a company called Estate Bridge. And he mentioned some specific people who are pertinent to the investigation: Xavier Chivans, Chief Engineering Officer at KSMC, Roshane Hamilton, Field Officer, Orion Brown and Sean Martin, Field Officer, Kenado Nesbeth, KNN Designs and Consultants, Norman Brown, Sigia Anderson and Adam Holness, who are directors and shareholders of Estate Bridge, Donovan Williams, the company secretary of Estate Bridge, and Dr. Holness, the legal and beneficial owner of a company called Imperium Investments, which is a former shareholder of Estate Bridge. And the director says what the investigation sought to establish was the following: whether there exists any development in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens that was or were connected to Dr. Holness, and if so, whether the requisite approvals were obtained for their construction, whether the terms and conditions of any approvals and or permits issued had been adhered to, whether there were any breaches of the Building Act, the Town and Country Planning Act, the Integrity Commission Act, and any other relevant legislation, and whether recommendations ought to be made in relation to the subject. So the report speaks of the process of investigation, how many statements were taken, and so on. The director says inquiries of the KSAMC reveal that the only development in Beverly Hills / Cherry Gardens that Dr. Holness was in some way connected with is 2 Waycliffe Close. This was owned by Estate Bridge. The directors of Estate Bridge were Sigia Anderson, Norman Brown, Adam Holness. The shareholders, Sigia Anderson, Norman Brown, Imperium had held 5,001 ordinary shares when the company was incorporated, surrendered 1,000 of those on the 28th of January 2021, and then surrendered the other 4,001 shares on the 20th of October 2022. Adam Holness, also a shareholder. The director says one of the company's shareholders, Imperium, is familiar because of a recently concluded investigation into the statutory declarations of Dr. Holness. So Dr. Holness was asked about Imperium, and he said Imperium is a company in which he was sole director and shareholder. In 2020, he wound up a company called ADMAT Incorporated, which is incorporated in St. Lucia, in which he and his sons were shareholders and directors, and the assets from ADMAT were transferred to Imperium. Dr. Holness had also said in a letter to the Integrity Commission that the company called Estate Bridge had entered into a land development agreement to develop property owned by ADMAT at 2 Waycliffe Close. The principals of ADMAT intended to wind up the company and transfer its business to a locally registered company. And in anticipation of that winding up process, ADMAT liquidated and or transferred its assets to Imperium, except for 2 Waycliffe Close, which it was considered more economical to transfer directly to Estate Bridge, since that was the entity that would develop the land and ultimately subdivide and sell the units. This is information that came from Dr. Holness. The property at 2 Waycliffe Close was therefore, Dr. Holness said, transferred to Estate Bridge free and clear. Imperium and Adam Holness held shares in Estate Bridge to secure interest in 2 Waycliffe Close, which was then the main asset of Estate Bridge. The director therefore established that Dr. Holness is connected to the development at 2 Waycliffe Close by virtue of ADMAT Incorporated, of which Dr. Holness and his sons were shareholders and directors, having initially owned the land that was developed, and in relation to his roles as sole director, shareholder, and beneficial owner of Imperium, which had shares in Estate Bridge at the time that the planning and or building permit was issued to them on July 12, 2021. While the director notes that Imperium surrendered its shares in Estate Bridge on October 20, 2022, the director considers it highly likely that the development at 2 Waycliffe Close is the subject of the allegations, meaning the allegations that set off this particular investigation that went into his office. So therefore, inquiries were made into this particular development. The report then goes through the law in relation to the building and planning approval process. On July 12, 2021, the KSAMC granted planning and building permission to the applicant Estate Bridge to erect a multi-family development, and that was going to be made up of 4 townhouses. The approvals were for 4 units to consist of 2 bedrooms, living, dining, kitchen, swimming pool, multi-purpose area, laundry and other spaces. Now, the director investigated the development, and he says he executed a warrant on July 12, 2024. During the course of the inspection, the layout of the units was checked against the building permit that had been granted to Estate Bridge. The director found that the development was constructed as 4 townhouses, but that there were significant deviations in the construction of the townhouses when juxtaposed with the building plan that had been approved by the KSAMC. And the following deviations were observed: an additional concrete partition wall constructed in the area labeled laundry.
What going on today Sunday? Today is Sunday. I mean, for tell me someone just don't there shoot up on one another, so? Robbery and shooting. I feel sad for me Jamaica people them today, man. That the people them can't go enjoy themselves in peace, just this constant robbing and shooting, and because a man tell you, say, go suck your mother, you feel like if you go kill him. Come on, man. Come on, Jamaica. Jamaica, come on. Jamaica. You don't know all that minute hear a gunshot? Me say, you don't know how long me not hear a gunshot? And imagine, look on the youth, you kill the youth, you could at least give him mother the privilege to go and funeral before you take her out. Youth only ask a call. Me don't want nobody come tell me say Jamaica one love, no problem. Because I lie. Peer problem. Peer problem. The constant killing Jamaica. It don't look good. It don't look good at all. It's very sad. A nation in crisis. We can't blame the government only. We don't blame the government for not put the right measures in place. All the government can do a SOE, theater emergency. But on a serious level, Jamaica, on a serious level, my people, on a serious level, something have to done. Me never see me, and the sad part is Jamaica. Most of these guys that are losing them life and girls, they are young people. 21, 18, 25. Young people. Jamaica, lot of babies coming up without fathers, without mothers. Jamaica, I'm tired to hear the cry of my people. I'm tired to hear the cries of the babies. I'm tired to hear the baby them say, when my mommy there, when my daddy there, when they come back. Who ever experience that? When a child asks when mommy a come back, no say mommy never gonna come back. When daddy gonna come back? Some of the mothers, you know the children are doing the wrongs, you know. You have to step up the play upon them, you know. You must step up the play upon them, you know. Because you have to understand, when your son go out there and do somebody else's child something, people is not going to have any mercy on you when them catch you. And you say it go. A man can't catch you and him just say, oh, see him friend there, see him cousin there, see him child there. Jamaica, it's sad, you know. Jamaica, it's sad. It's very sad. I'm just there, I'm just a think. Like, people sometimes hear me say, I'm not coming back to Jamaica to live. And then be like, yo, you sell out. Why would I give up a piece peaceful life. I get up, I go out in the street any hours in the night. I don't feel any threat. There's always a police at the gas station. There's always 911 at your fingertip. There's always the ambulance at your fingertip. You see police pull up a gas station to buy gas and them dead. People at gas station for bus do them little thing and them get robbed. Not saying it don't happen in this country to another country, but come on, Jamaica is a very small place. You all can go somewhere and you don't know somebody. It's a small place. When you check it, most of us is family, related somewhere down the line. And you tell me Jamaica today, Sunday, from morning, all you know they kill one another. The constant drive-by shooting. The constant celebrating. Say you fly somebody dopey bat. Come on, youth and youth. Come on. Me know some man will feel a pain from certain things. But there is a time we have to call the truth. We have to wave a white flag. It make me feel sick to see all them young people dying off. And then the sad part again, the innocent that suffer the casualty. All the time, the innocent people who do have nothing to do with the war, nothing to do with the conflict, being the casualty. On a serious level, Jamaica, I wonder how elected officials how function. That you know, say one part of the society is shooting up them one another. Some serious measure, PNP and labor right, who have to come together to solve this problem and stop make it about a P or a J and make it about Jamaica. Review the sentencing guidelines and put some serious measures in place. The guns is rampant in Jamaica. As a man disagree with you, the first thing you want to do is shoot you down. What? We can have some anger management course and some conflict resolution. My. Jamaica, a long time in a year a gunshot, you know? A long time in a year a gunshot. Me never go a range. Come in and see the need to. Me can't tell when last how much me hear a bullet. Me hear a gunshot. Me can't tell when last. And imagine some of you people have to live in fear. Jamaica, the government alone can't solve this, you know. It needs all of us. It needs the man them where they are foreign to stop send money for go buy gun or to stop send gun. Uno destroy the own family and some other end up being casualty of the same thing Uno promotes. Come on, Jamaica. Come on.
Britannia Wishoff here from CVM. Just to follow up to that, Minister, can the Prime Minister effectively lead when his name has been linked to so many adverse IC findings?
I think the Prime Minister can definitely lead, and if you see what is happening, he is leading. He's leading our country very well.
What? Hold on. What this woman say? He's leading and leading good. Yeah, me I tell you inside. So me I tell you them people, you know, this map head woman. Really, I don't know where them dig her out from, Maris, what she want name. I don't know where them dig her out from people. And she come and tell lie. Boy, Andrew know how to recruit evil people, you know. Him know to recruit all the dishonest people them, because it's all of them circle around him. Because this woman say, well then this man is doing a good job. But they not call him man, you know. This brother do a good job. And she go and she touch COVID. And especially she say in the COVID, when doing the COVID beside them key party, when people have to lock up. You saw them people are not sense and wicked, them talk be of foolishness. The man say, well, then him lead out Jamaican through COVID. A good job. What good job? In COVID, what them doing, that's why them start to chop the money. Them a build house in a COVID, you know, when nobody couldn't up on the street. Them charge them all $1 million as far as me a year. People not wearing a mask. People feel lock up them house. 10 of them yard can't go nowhere. While them a keep party and a show, labor ride, show, and a drink champagne. If the tourism come out and nigh about it, right? Them lock up a lot of innocent people. And this little idiot moped woman come at her about during the COVID, him lead us through COVID. Right? People are dead like wow. Not now going to the hospital. That little woman you see, man, sometimes you can't talk certain things on YouTube, you know. But, you know, all I'm going to call her like a moped woman. And she will go away because what she talk about. And listen when she say, well then, even Minister Favour can tell you, and look on the impression upon Favour Williams' face. She do him quint. Because she was a villain, she knows a lie and nothing goes so. But she was just there because she have to be there. So this woman that run up her mouth and rate and lay. Well, all the Andrew Holness doing the COVID. When me say Andrew Holness lead us through the COVID and everything is good. This woman a big up everything, you know. And this is what you can know. So, well, and these people are real hypocrite, parasite, dog flea, chink and fly. Yeah, man. Go back to the reasoning.
As I started this post-cabinet press briefing, I spoke about our unemployment rate at record low. When we got to 5%, I thought it was record, and we weren't going to go any lower. Then we went to 4%. Then we went to 3.6% unemployment. That is unheard of in Jamaica. And all of these things that we've seen where we are lauded around the world for, especially in terms of our economy, that was all done under the leadership of the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness. He is the one that has led us through COVID and led us beautifully through COVID. He is the one that has been steering us in terms of relooking the way we do infrastructure. When we look around our country, it looks completely different. If you ask any visitor who has not been to Jamaica for a while, how they feel about Jamaica when they come here, they say it looks like a very different place, and it is a good thing. And that has been led, all of that has been led by our Prime Minister. And so this is an individual who has given his life to really supporting Jamaica in our dream of becoming a country that is seen as meeting its potential. That's what he has done. And so you may ask me, you know, how do I feel about this? I personally feel really bad about what is happening. And I tell you why. Because I see someone who is working really hard for our country, and who I see his reputation being tarnished month after month after month. And what does he do? He gets up every day and he holds all of us in cabinet accountable. He tells us we're not doing enough. You have to do more. And Minister Williams is here and she knows it. He keeps pushing us. Our country needs you to do more. And so this is someone who I admire, and this is someone who I would love to see more leaders like this in our country going forward. Leaders who are thinking big, leaders who, in spite of any challenges, whether it's personal challenges to them or challenges to our country like a pandemic, get up and lead us well. And he has been doing that in spite of everything that has been thrown at him. And that says a lot about him and about his commitment to our country.
I would like me and the labor right them to be friends, but the way them thief and lie we cannot mend. I would like them stop us and front now. I would like them stop thief and start to help people some more. I would like when them stop from lick down people house in the ghetto, and I would like to see the pathway them fix again.
Andrew Holness too. Mr. Andrew Holness, me not disrespect you, but me I beg you.
please and thanks. You can't just do something about that piece of road there. When you come to Teartown and come right up, and you can carry back right to Manning. God Almighty, Mr. Andrew Holness, if we disrespect you in a known time, you find we and send police go lock we up. God Almighty, man, fix the road, man. Me buy one little truck and every patrol, me I try to take out a patrol and pay a patrol me a drop in. Mr. Andrew Holness, do me I beg you. Send somebody come fix the road. And enough in I just a little piece of road, so we want to fix it and I'll me bend down and a patrol me in. Who patrol? Who there? Walk with me, Poppy. What do you think I do here? Who there? This is road? This is road? Oh God, Mr. Holness, man. Oh God, look there. Look here. Look here. Look here. Who there? Me spread out and a patrol me now. Eh? Mr. Holness, man, oh God, man. If we disrespect you, you send police go find we. I'm good that me ask. So I mean ask for food, me ask for nothing at all. And then while we come out as a patrol episode, we go as a examine out there, check the vehicle again, man. Mr. Andrew was to better than this, man. Oh God, man. Me can't take you no more, man. Too much patrol, man. God Almighty.
A big sound a play a big tune.
Jah holy Emmanuel, I woy. Jah Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. Well, Gideon go busting out them head again. So much oppression poor people face right now. Them crying out for freedom. Them crying out for free speech. Then said them want to stand up like them black liberators, like Malcolm X and Martin Luther and the ancient monarchy where come pave the way, sir. Free up black people from me tear down them fence, yeah. Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon. The Gideon, I'm a Gideon, well, the Gideon go busting out them head. I listen, I the power of the Trinity. Give us the teaching of His Majesty, and we know war, not devil philosophy. Not tentacle for man's skin is of no more significant well to the color of his eye. Remember all the war done in 1935.
This is Sticky Stucky Sweet TV with Keith Gargan. Good, healthy food with the X Factor. So give it a like, share, subscribe, and touch up that notification bell. And that is it. Look at